resilience, and character. We may not know everything, despite what the lawyer's stereotypes suggest, and that's okay. At the UST Graduate School of Law, we've learned that true wisdom is not about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to keep seeking them, to embrace learning as power, to treat knowledge not as a trophy, but as a tool we refine, protect, and pass on. To anyone listening today who may be uncertain about taking the next academic step, wondering if it's all worth it, let this be your answer and sign. You don't have to start with confidence. You just have to start. Pursue it not because it will be easy, but because it will grow you in ways you never imagined. You will stretch your limits, question your assumptions, and gain deeper respect for the law, not just as a profession, but as a lifelong calling. To my professors, thank you for your patience, brilliance, and unwavering support. You never stop showing for us, even through storms, brownouts, and internet logs. You gave your best, and in doing so, you brought the best in us. To the faculty of the UST Graduate School of Law, thank you for your dedication, for all the work behind the scenes, and for creating a program that teaches not just the law, but also the integrity and lifelong love of learning. Most of all, thank you for making us feel like family. To my classmates, thank you for the late night messages and steady support. I entered this program unsure if I belong, but your kindness and encouragement reminded me that we never walked this path alone. To my family and friends, thank you for being my constant, my calm, and my core. To my Father, who now watches over me from heaven, everything I do is in the hope of making you proud. To my mother, who's here with me today, thank you for being my prayer warrior and a living reminder of grace and resilience. To my siblings, Kuya Ryan, Ate Lalaine, Kuya Francis, thank you for always keeping me grounded. To our Ate Angie, thank you for always looking after the whole family. And to my husband, Michael, thank you for being my greatest cheerleader. I share this achievement with you wholeheartedly. To our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, thank you. All honor, glory, and thanksgiving belong to you. Every step of this journey, every strength I found when mine ran out was because of your grace. This moment is a testament of your faithfulness. Fellow graduates of the class 2025, we made it. May we carry what we've learned not just in our heads, but in our hearts. Let our degrees remind us not of status, but of responsibility. May we use what we've gained not just to win arguments, but to pursue justice. Not to boast, but to build. Not to close doors behind us, but to hold them open for those who follow. And now, with great humility and on behalf of the candidates for graduation, I respectfully request Dean Jacqueline O. Lopez-Cao, Reverend Father Dexter A. Austria, and the entire Academic Council of the University of Santo Tomas Graduate School of Law to confer upon us the degrees of Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. With your kind indulgence, we likewise humbly petition to be formally declared as graduates of University of Santo Tomas Graduate School of Law, class of 2025. Congratulations, everyone. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney Uy. We eagerly await the response from the University of Santo Tomas as we anticipate the conferral of these well-deserved degrees upon our graduates. Introducing our esteemed guest of honor for this momentous occasion is a great privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, faculty members, and graduates of 2025, please join me in warmly welcoming Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa, OP, PhD honoris causa, member of the UST Board of Trustees, for his address of concession.
Attorney Jacqueline O. Lopez Cal, beloved Dean of the UST Graduate School of Law, my dear brother in the order, Reverend Father Dexter A. Austria, OP, Regent of the Graduate School of Law, revered members of the Faculty Council, esteemed members of the faculty, trustworthy and dedicated members of the support staff, candidates for graduation with their loved ones and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. We are here to witness and celebrate with joy the great, outstanding achievements of our candidates for graduation in a solemn investiture. In a little while, they will be granted their respective degrees, Masters of Law and Doctors of Civil Law. To them all, we extend at the outset our warmest congratulations. With your indulgence, kindly allow me now to address directly our candidates for graduation before I concede to the request for granting their degrees. To the candidates for graduation, I'm sure that each one of you must be most happy and grateful today. After a lot of hard work and sacrifice, finally, you have made it. Today, your dreams have come true. You deserve to receive your degrees and honors. Nonetheless, I also know that you must all be deeply thankful to to your professors and mentors, the members of your family, benefactors, friends, to the entire Graduate School of Law, to the University of Santo Tomas, and above all, to God. I only have one thing to share with you. Be always grateful. Be grateful for the legal education that you have received. Be grateful for the legal profession that you are endowed with. I would say gratitude can make a big difference in your life and legal profession. Along this line, let me share with you a powerful insight from St. Thomas Aquinas, the patron saint of this university, and in fact of all Catholic universities, colleges, and schools. Aquinas teaches that the first degree of gratitude is recognizing a favor received. So the most ungrateful person is one who never recognizes he or she has received a blessing, a favor. He or she thinks he owes it all to himself. Pwede natin sabihin, sobrang walang hiya naman, di ba? Akalain mo, wala siyang natanggap kahit anong pabor o blessing sa buhay. The second degree of gratitude is to articulate, to express your thankfulness. And you have begun to do that. And will do it more today by words, by gestures, by all kinds of personal expressions. You will tell all those people to whom you owe so many favors, thank you. I'm so grateful. Without you, I could not have made it. But you see, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, the third and highest degree of gratitude is serving the benefactor. And that's the greatest thing that gratitude can do for you and for me. Gratitude is the power that transforms us from being who we are to assume the identity of servants. Gratitude makes us serve all those to whom we owe something, but beyond serving the personal, private good of people, of persons, we serve the bigger, the larger community, the larger society. Above all, we serve God, from whom everything we have received. And so, candidates for graduation, service to others is the highest form of gratitude. So I would challenge you to be grateful to the highest degree for the graduate education in law you have earned and more you are receiving today. Always use your graduate degrees in law, the science and wisdom you have gained from your graduate legal education, from your own research, from your own legal studies, in the service of the good of others. Beyond that of your own good and private good of your loved ones, I ask you, use your degrees to serve the good of the larger community, society, especially of those who are the least in our midst. Wherever you find yourself as mentors, practitioners, enforcers, or servants of law, inspire and lead your fellows and your associates to place your legal profession and endeavors in the service of the good of others, seeking always the greater good, that of the larger society, especially our own Filipino people, our beloved country. I would even urge you to be grateful to the highest degree. What do I mean by that? That is to use your degrees and legal expertise in the service of the highest purposes of the role of law, namely the attainment and defense of the common good and justice for all, no matter how elusive it may be. I understand that this is too hard to obtain in our own time and context today. It would cost you much. It will be costly in many ways. For to serve, work, and even fight for the common good and justice for all will require great moral integrity, high patriotism, or even heroic courage and sacrifice. At times, it means risking your own life. I recognize that I'm asking too much from you, but let it be so. But how could I not, or how should I not ask this from you? We cannot settle for less. So today, as you march out from the UST Graduate School as our honorable, outstanding, graduates, batch 2025, and even batch 2024, some of you finished in 2024, I rest my case, my plea in your hands, to reiterate it at all times. Do your best to serve the cause of the common good and justice for all. Therefore, without further ado, I'm more than willing, but truly grateful and happy and proud that by the authority of the Holy See and of the Legal Education Board of the Republic of the Philippines, vested in me by the statutes of the university, I concede to the request, to the address of concession of Attorney Lovely Rose Oy, to grant you your respective degrees, Masters of Law and Doctors of Law. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Pedregosa. For the presentation of the candidates for the degrees, the Dean of the Graduate School of Law, Attorney Jacqueline Ola Pascal, DCL, will now present the candidates for the different academic degrees. Let us all offer a big round of applause.
Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa, OP, PhD, member of the Board of Trustees of the University of Santo Tomas, and our presider for this morning's Solemn Investiture. Reverend Father Dexter A. Austria, OP, STHD, Regent of the Graduate School of Law, members of the Graduate School of Law Administration, members of the Dean's Council, officers and members of the UST Graduate School of Law Alumni Association Incorporated, esteemed faculty members, our beloved support staff, our dear graduating students and their families and guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant and blessed morning to everyone. Today is a day of achievement, celebration, and reflection. As Dean of the Graduate School of Law, it is my honor and privilege to celebrate the accomplishments of our Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law graduates. To our dear graduates, you have earned the right to walk across the stage with the confidence that comes from years of perseverance, sacrifice, and intellectual rigor. You entered the Graduate School of Law with a vision to further deepen your understanding of the law, to advance legal scholarship, to conduct impactful research, to serve justice, and to change lives. Today, that vision takes flight. To our Master of Laws graduates, you have tackled complex legal theories, debated legal issues, and sharpened your ability to think critically and ethically. You came from diverse legal backgrounds, with some of you coming from private practice and others from public service and the judiciary. Yet you are united by a shared dedication to the love of the law and regard for research. Whether you continue to pursue advocacy, academia, public service, private practice, or corporate leadership, you embody the truth that the law is not just a career, it is a calling. To our Doctor of Civil Law graduates, your journey has demanded more than mastery of laws and jurisprudence. It has demanded novel and original thought, impactful and transformative research, and a contribution to the legal field that will leave a lasting mark. You have pushed the boundaries of legal knowledge, and we, in the Graduate School of Law, trust that your voices will continue to shape legal dialogues and policies in ways that matter profoundly to society. As lifelong learners, a steadfast commitment to continuing legal education is essential in today's dynamic and evolving legal landscape. The complexities of today's world and legal relations demand far more than a basic grasp of the law. Rapid technological advancements, the growing interconnectedness of global economies, and the transformative rise of artificial intelligence make it essential for legal professionals and scholars to adopt approaches that not only keep pace with emerging norms, but also shape the law in ways that meaningfully address society's evolving needs. And in today's volatile political climate, both globally and here in the Philippines, an in-depth understanding of the law is not merely important, it is indispensable. Legal systems are being tested, democratic values are being challenged, and the need for clarity, consistency, and principled leadership has never been more urgent. Your advanced legal education has equipped you not only with technical knowledge, but with discernment, critical thinking, and a deeper moral compass. You have come to see that the law is not just a fixed and rigid code, but a living discipline, one that must evolve in step with society, while remaining firm and anchored in justice, reason, and integrity. We move in a world of uncertainty and transformation, thus the demand for committed, compassionate, and competent legal minds has never been greater. As Tomasians and graduates of the UST Graduate School of Law, you are part of that vanguard. Let your knowledge be a force for veritas, the truth. Let your voice be one of reason and justice in times of confusion and conflict. And let your actions reflect the highest ideals of our profession and the enduring values of this great institution, the Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas. Dear graduates, your success is not yours alone. It rests on the hands, hearts, and support of many. Let us take a moment to honor those who stood by you throughout this demanding journey. Your families who offered unwavering support, your mentors, thesis and dissertation advisors, your panel members who challenged and guided you, and your peers who inspired you and sometimes tormented you along the way. Many of them are here today to witness your triumph. Others may be joining us via live stream. This achievement belongs to them as well. We acknowledge their role with deep gratitude, and I invite everyone to join in giving them a heartfelt round of applause. I see the joyful faces of families, spouses, and friends, and they're all beaming with pride. Aren't we all happy for our graduates? Yes, of course. Finally, in this moment of celebration, I urge you not to look ahead, but also to look inward. The world needs legal minds who are not just brilliant, but brave, not just competent, but compassionate. Again, as guardians of justice, the architects of reform, the educators of the now and the next generation, use your degrees not just to climb, but to lift. Lift not only yourselves, but lift others, especially those who cannot lift themselves. Lift the helpless, the marginalized, the silent and unseen. Lift the ones without courage, without a voice. Because strength isn't just rising alone, it's reaching back with open hands. We are all called to be servant leaders. On behalf of the entire faculty and administration of the Graduate School of Law, congratulations. We are proud of you, and we look forward to all you will still accomplish. Now go forth and live and lead with integrity. Thus, to our presider, Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa, OP, PhD, the Regent of the Graduate School of Law, Reverend Father Dexter A. Austria, OP, STHD, and I, as Dean of the Graduate School of Law, are deeply honored to present the candidates for graduation in the Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law programs of the Graduate School of Law in accordance with the rules, regulations, and requirements of the University of Santo Tomas and the Legal Education Board of the Philippines, and also hereby request further acceptance as full-fledged graduates with the respective academic degrees on this 14th day of June in the year of our Lord, 2025. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Dean Cao. Now we come to a pivotal moment in our graduation ceremony. It is with deep pride and joy that we begin the imposition of hoods and conferment of the degrees, a tradition that signifies not just academic achievement, but the perseverance and dedication of our Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law candidates. We are privileged to be joined by Very Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa, OP, a distinguished member of the UST Board of Trustees, whose presence underscores the university's steadfast commitment to both scholarly excellence and moral formation. With sincere congratulations to all our graduates, we now commence this meaningful rite of passage. May we request our presider, the dean, and the regent to please come forward for the imposition of hoods and conferment of degrees. Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa, OP, PhD, honoris causa, member of the UST Board of Trustees, it is my honor to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Civil Law program. Balino Christy Jane Mondares, BA, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Persons Deprived of Liberty but Not of Health, a legislative proposal for medical parole in the Philippines.
By the authority of the Holy See and of the Legal Education Board of the Republic of the Philippines, vested in me by the statutes of the university, I, Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa Jr., OP, hereby confer upon you and upon all the candidates for the Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law degrees. Furthermore, I grant you all the privileges, honors, and graces that accompany such a degree. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Corpus Brian J. BSE, LPT, MAED, MAP, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Ending the Odium of Illegitimacy, a black letter approach in proposing a Magna Carta for non-marital children in the Philippines, attuned with the International Children's Rights Law Framework. Haut Fetisanan, Myra Jennifer Dulay, AB, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Anti-Money Laundering Act Civil Forfeiture Cases, a legislative approach applying perspectives from other jurisdictions to address due process objections. Legaspi, Wilson Agulto, AB, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, In the Eyes of the Child, the proposed rule on child hearsay exception for child abuse victims. Rica Blanca, Sunny Jose Marino, BFA, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Respeto sa Karapatan ng Mga Nakapait sa Bilangguan, a proposed Magna Carta of persons deprived of liberty in the Philippines. Sabili, Maynardo Asa, AB, JD, LLM, MPSA. Dissertation title, Ensuring a Safe Public Workplace, a legislative proposal against government workplace bullying. For DCL candidates as of December 2024, Bunkin Edelberto Canyaberal, PSE, LPT, MA, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Harmonizing Philippine Naturalization Laws with Global Practices, Insights for Legislative Reform and Integration. Dulnuan, Manuel Jr. Longdahon, BSEM, JD, LLM. Dissertation title, Adoption of an Alibi Notice Rule in Philippine Criminal Cases. We now proceed with the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws. Bautista Rosario Robles, BSc, CPA, JD. Thesis title, Unveiling Foreign Currency Secrecy Laws, a theoretical analysis on the proposed lifting of absolute foreign currency deposit confidentiality in the Philippines. Belien Sheena Hazel Reyes, LPT, JD. Thesis title, Presidential Decree Number 1586, otherwise known as the Philippine Environmental Impact Statement System, as amended, a case for legislative reform. David Melba Agustin, BSA, JD. Thesis title, Exploring the Viability of Mediation in Extrajudicial Foreclosure Proceedings, a mechanism to prevent foreclosure and future civil litigation. Lopez K. Christine C. Cortez, CPA, JD. Thesis title, Building a Legal Framework Towards a Carbon Tax Law in the Philippines. Nunag Maria Risa Veneracion, AB, JD. Thesis title, A Comparative Analysis of Appeal Mechanisms in Administrative Cases Against Local Elected Officials and Other Quasi-Judicial Agencies. Uy, Lovely Rose Lim, AB, JD. Thesis title, Social Media in Early Childhood, Adopting U.S. Kids Online Safety Act in Protecting Children on Social Media. Valero, Sheena Fantilano, RN, LPT, JD. Thesis title, Administrative Mechanisms for Recognizing Foreign Divorce Decrees, a proposal for legal reform in the Philippines. for LLM candidates as of December 2024. Chua Antonio Maque, AB, JD. Thesis title, Resolving the Conundrum of the Fourth Case Scenario in Termination of Employment, as ruled in Agabon versus NLRC. A proposal to amend Article 292 and Article 294 of the Labor Code. Pagaduan, Arsenic Benavides, BSc, JD. Thesis title, Doctrine Applied Yet Overruled, a black letter analysis of prospective overruling in the Philippines. Congratulations to the few and the proud Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law graduates. At this point, I am pleased to announce the recipients of the Latin Honors and Special Awards. To present the awards, may I call on again our very Reverend Father Quirico T. Pedregosa to be assisted by the Dean and the Regent. We begin with the recipients of Latin Honors from the Master of Laws program. David Melba Agustin, BSA, JD, LLM, Master of Laws, cum laude. Lopez, Gay Christine C. Cortez, CPA, JD, LLM, Master of Laws, cum laude. Uy, Lovely Rose Lim, AB, JD, LLM, Master of Laws, magna cum laude. Pagaduan, Arsenic Benavides, BSc, JD, LLM, Master of Laws, magna cum laude. Next, we recognize the graduates of Doctor of Civil Law program who are receiving Latin honors. Balino, Christy Jane Mondares, BA, JD, LLM, DCL, Doctor of Civil Law, cum laude. Corpus, Brian J. BSE, LPT, MAED, MAP, JD, LLM, DCL, Doctor of Civil Law, cum laude. Rica Blanca, Sunny Jose Marino, BFA, JD, LLM, DCL, Doctor of Civil Law, cum laude. We now present the Loyalty Awards to recognize graduates who have completed both their undergraduate and graduate studies at the University of Santo Tomas. Pagaduan, Arsenic Benavides, BSc, JD, LLM, Silver Medal. Haud Fetisanan, Myra Jennifer Dulay, AB, JD, LLM, DCL, gold medal. Once again, congratulations. Your hard work, excellence, and unwavering Tomashian spirit have brought you to this proud moment. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to all recipients of Latin Honors and Loyalty Awards. May your journey continue to inspire others. Today, we greatly admire the University of Santo Tomas, our prestigious royal and pontifical institution. Throughout its illustrious history, UST has nurtured national heroes, church martyrs, renowned scientists, prominent doctors, presidents, vice presidents, and chief justices. As privileged members of this exceptional institution, we stand united as proud Tomashians. Attorney Myra Jennifer Haud Fetisanan, DCL, is leading us in reciting the Tomashian Pledge, which upholds the values of integrity, excellence, and compassionate service. A Doctor of Civil Law and Loyalty awardee, Attorney Myra Jennifer Haud Fetisanan exemplifies the ideals we strive for. Let us now acknowledge Dr. Haud Fetisanan as we embark on this meaningful moment together. Through the Tomashian Pledge, we affirm our commitment as proud members of the Tomashian community.
My fellow graduates, kindly stand and join me in reciting the Tomashian Pledge. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I am a Tomashian. Inspired by Christ's teachings, warmed by Mary's motherly care, touched by Saint Dominic's apostolic fire, and Saint Thomas Aquinas' scholastic ardor, nurtured by the dogmas of Christian faith, etched deeply in the traditions of the Catholic Church. I walk with pride under God's glorious image as an instrument of His abiding grace, in gratitude to my pontifical, Catholic, and royal alma mater. I promise to dutifully live the fruits of my learning in my chosen profession, moved by vows of excellence and commitment, and with conscience always strive to serve the Almighty, humanity, and this country. Now, as I leave the portals of my beloved university, I pledge allegiance and undying love to the Tomashian ideals. Let the cross of Christ be my beacon and light, my mentors, my witnesses. I pledge to be loyal and to perpetuate the values and truths that illumine every Tomashian's path. I am and always will be a true, faithful Tomashian. In my mind, heart, and spirit. So help me God.
Thank you, Dr. Haud Fatisanan, for leading our new circle of graduates through the recitation of the Tomashian Pledge. Thank you, graduates, and you may now take your seats. Gratitude is most meaningful when expressed. It is not enough to feel thankful. We must also take the time to acknowledge those who have helped shape our journey. To keep that gratitude unspoken is like holding onto a gift meant to be shared. At this significant point in our lives, we pause to honor the people who stood by us with unwavering support. They were there through the long hours, the difficult deadlines, and the many moments of uncertainty. Whether guiding us academically, supporting us emotionally, or simply believing in our potential. They helped bring us to this milestone. We are privileged today to have Attorney Sonny Jose Emrica Blanca, a Doctor of Civil Law and a proud cum laude graduate, an embodiment of excellence and dedication. He will deliver the address of thanks on behalf of the graduating class. Let us now welcome Attorney Sonny Jose Emrica Blanca as he offers our heartfelt gratitude to those who have shaped and sustained us through this meaningful academic journey.
What if you finally achieve what you had long dreamed of, and yet it still didn't feel like enough? After learning that we had made it to the official list of graduating students, did you also find yourself asking, what's next now? Sa amin po, sa Batangas, we say, ano naman? Ano nang sunod mong gagawin? Aanhin mo ang iyong degree. Today marks the culmination of a long and humbling journey as we stand here as graduates of the Master of Laws and Doctor of Civil Law programs. We do so not merely with pride, but with deep and abiding gratitude. To our honored guest, Reverend Father Quirico Pedregosa Jr. OP, member of the UST Board of Trustees. To our Regent, Reverend Father Dexter Austria OP. To our dearest Dean, Dr. Jacqueline Lopez-Cao. To our Faculty Secretary, Assistant Professor Lady May Alnajes. To the esteemed members of the Faculty Council. To the faculty of the UST Graduate School of Law, to the academic staff, support staff, to my fellow graduates, our beloved families, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Looking back, I'm reminded of the goal I had when I first enrolled in the Graduate School of Law for the Master of Laws program in 2018. My boss at the Bureau of Customs once asked me, "Ha? Bakit ka mag-aaral ulit? Anong gagawin mo dyan sa degree mo?" At the back of my mind, I just smiled and thought, "Relax, boss. I have a plan. Naive as I may have been, I had already mapped it out in my head. In 5 years, I'd complete both my Master's and Doctor of Civil Law degrees. I thought it would be just in time to qualify for the judiciary, and then I will apply. But life, as we all know, does not always go according to plan. I earned my master's degree in 2020, but we marched in 2021. I, together with Mayor Sabili and Attorney Myra, was delayed by the pandemic. I applied to the judiciary twice and was rejected for the same number of times. But while those doors closed, another opened. In 2024, I was promoted to the city government of Batangas as its legal officer. And from there, life became a whirlwind. I could no longer focus on my dissertation. In fact, it took me 3 full semesters to finish it. But now, here I am. Here we are, smiling radiantly in your seats, looking regal in our robes. And yes, looking a little ridiculous in our tasseled hats. I can already imagine my 6-year-old nephew saying, "Kuya, you look funny." But still, here we are. I know each of us carries our own story, filled with heartaches, triumphs, and the many lessons that have shaped us throughout this postgraduate journey. But at the heart of it all is one simple truth. We made it through, and we made it strong. Congratulations to us. So first, on behalf of us all, allow me to thank the institution that taught us that law is not merely a question of what is legal or illegal. At the University of Santo Tomas, we were taught that law must be grounded in competence, commitment, and compassion. Indeed, our postgraduate studies have not only sharpened our skills and deepened our knowledge, they have expanded our understanding of what it truly means to serve. We were trained not just to excel in our respective fields, but to be of greater service to others. We learned commitment, to persevere, to endure, to finish what we started, and to finish strong. During one of my panel interviews, I recall a moment when the jury remarked, "Oh, you graduated from UST Graduate School. Hindi ba nababayaran ang diploma dyan?" I wanted to respond, "Yes, Your Honor, we pay the tuition. But the real cost, that's paid in something far more valuable. We pay with sacrificed weekends, with missed family moments, with manuscripts revised to exhaustion. We pay with discipline, determination, and 1,000 silent decisions not to give up. Let me be clear. I know that you know that this was never a walk in the park. It was more like a hike through steep, uncharted terrain, with deadlines instead of signposts, and inner doubt instead of shade. And yet, we climbed. We endured, and now we have reached this summit. But among the many lessons, the one that left the deepest mark is this: wisdom without compassion is nothing. Lawyering is not merely about knowing the law. It is about applying the law wisely, justly, and humanely to help others, to assure them that the wheels of justice are turning and that they turn toward fairness and equity. This is what our degrees represent: competence, commitment, and compassion. And for that, we owe it to our dear alma mater, the University of Santo Tomas. To our professors and mentors, thank you. Every time we told ourselves, maybe I'll enroll next semester, or I'll finish it later, you nudged us forward. You reminded us, write your manuscript, submit your paper, stay the course, finish strong. You never told us to retreat, only to move forward. To our Dr. Professor, special mention to Doc Glenn and Judge Chat, Dean Jack, Miss May, Kat, Lala, and Miss Len, and the entire staff of the Graduate School of Law, thank you for making us feel not just like students of an institution, but members of a family. Brothers and sisters, there are moments in our lives that test not only our strength, but our very sense of purpose. Allow me to share a little of my story. I was already attending Latin classes under Father Roy and was the last to report in Justice Moreno's class when we lost Mama to COVID. On the very day of her death, I was confined in the hospital. Both my lungs afflicted with pneumonia and I too tested positive for COVID. I stayed there for 10 days. There was no lamay, only online prayers, no mourning in the traditional sense, only the silent shedding of tears under the fluorescent lights of the hospital, isolated by quarantine and grief. When I finally recovered and was discharged, Mama's ashes had already been placed in an urn. There were no more goodbyes, no final embraces, only whispered prayers to accept what had happened and summon the strength to move on. Knowing how exacting Justice Moreno could be, I reached out to Dean Liza. I was the only one left to report for our class. I asked her to allow me to take a leave of absence. At that moment, I wasn't just physically weak, I was grieving. I was absent-minded and broken in spirit. Higher studies suddenly felt superfluous. I told myself, what for? My family needed me. Our staff needed their salaries. Our law office had been closed for 3 months. There were no paying clients. There was so much more that demanded my attention. But Dean Liza, in her motherly firmness, said, "Sani anak, if you miss this semester and cannot finish, you will no longer be eligible for honors. Would your mama want that for you?" She was right. Mama, practical and resilient as she was, would never have let me stop. So I pulled myself together, made my report to Justice Moreno, and continued living one day at a time as life demanded. And true enough, almost 4 years later, after our dissertation defense, I shared the good news with our mayor and the associate dean of the University of Batangas College of Law. I had passed with a humbling rating of Bene Emeritus. Days later, I was told I would be graduating with Latin honors. Without missing a beat, both of them said, "Your mama is smiling down at heaven, proud of what you have achieved." So indulge me if I take a moment longer to honor my mother. Being raised by an alpha mother was never easy. Mama was the former executive and presiding judge of Branch 27 RTC Santa Cruz, Laguna. First honor valedictorian of her batch in law school, a CPA lawyer, a longtime dean of the College of Commerce and Accountancy in Batangas City, a former prosecutor, and a brilliant professor. In fact, she was my professor, my tita, my ate, and my brother-in-law's professor in succession and in taxation. They are all CPA lawyers. They are all judges. That's why I took up fine arts in college. We were raised to be tough, but she also raised us to stand firmly by our beliefs, to pursue excellence with integrity, and to treat others with dignity and compassion. Her words were strong, but her love was more profound. In every triumph, I carry her courage, her example, and her enduring faith in what her children could become. To all our mothers, fathers, families, loved ones, and friends, thank you for shaping us into the people we are today. If we have achieved something that may inspire others, it is only because we were first inspired by your love, your sacrifices, and your unwavering belief in us. To our parents who made quiet sacrifices, to our partners who offered steady hands, to our siblings and your children who gave us space to grow and the strength to keep going, to our friends who offered listening ears and shared laughter in moments of exhaustion, to our colleagues who covered for us, encouraged us, and reminded us to keep going when deadlines loomed, and to our bosses and professional mentors who supported our academic pursuits, thank you for believing in our potential beyond the workplace. Thank you all for the patience, the pride, and the prayers. Sometimes, it was as simple as saying, "Kaya mo yan, ikaw pa ba?" But those 6 words moved mountains in our hearts. In Bicolano, let me say, Diyos mabalos sa Indogabos. Salamat po sa inyo. And may God Himself return to you all the grace that you have so selflessly given us. Now, to my colleagues and classmates, our comrades in this journey, thank you. Thank you for the shared readings, the panicked messages, the debates inside and outside the classroom, and the quiet solidarity when words failed. Thank you for rallying with one another, and yes, sometimes against the professor, the subject, and of course, against the deadlines. Thank you for your generosity of presence, your insights, and your friendship. This journey would not have been as enriching, enduring, or bearable without you. To my fellow graduates, the newly minted Masters and Doctor of Law, may the weight of the titles conferred upon us today not only honor our academic labor, but awaken in us a deeper resolve to use our knowledge not just for prestige, but for justice. And finally, to those names who may not have been mentioned, but whose quiet presence, kind words, helping hands, or silent prayers lifted us when we needed it most, know this: your support mattered. This achievement is yours too. I often tell my students, study hard so you may help more, because beyond intellect, I believe that it is compassion and conviction that truly move communities forward. As Galadriel once told Frodo in the Fellowship of the Ring, even the smallest creature, in our case, person, can change the course of the future. So, may the quiet, persistent courage within each of us grow in light and in life, that we may become faithful instruments of fairness and humble ministers of justice, ever grounded in truth and compassion. Let me close with the words of the great Tomashian jurist, Justice P. Laurel. The law, to be respected, must first be respectable, and those who administer it must be themselves worthy of its majesty. Friends, may we always be worthy. Brothers and sisters, from the bottom of my heart, maraming salamat po. Congratulations, Graduate School of Law, Class of 2025. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rica Blanca, for your powerful, touching, and inspiring speech. This concludes our solemn investiture ceremony. Before we part ways, may we kindly remind everyone to stay for the group photo session, which will follow shortly. We will guide you through the photo-taking sequence So please remain in the venue. The sequence for the picture taking later will be as follows. Very Reverend Father Pedregosa with USTGS Law Admin and Dean's Council. Very Reverend Father Pedregosa with GS Law Admin, then with the academic and support staff. Very Reverend Father Pedregosa with GS Law Admin, DCL class of 2025. Then Father Pedregosa with GS Law Admin, together with the LLM class of 2025. And lastly, Father Pedregosa with the GS Law community. At this culminating moment, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the individuals whose dedication and support have made today's ceremony truly meaningful. Special appreciation is extended to the USC Graduate School of Law Administration under the capable leadership of Dean Jacqueline O. Lopez-Cao and Reverend Father Dexter Austria, whose guidance has been integral to the success of this event. To our esteemed faculty members, devoted office staff, beloved parents, families, students, and distinguished guests, thank you for your presence and invaluable contributions. In the words of St. Thomas Aquinas, the things that we love tell us what we are. To our graduates, your commitment to learning, service, and excellence is a reflection of who you are and what you will become. May your pursuit of knowledge continue to be guided by purpose, integrity, and a desire to contribute meaningfully to the society. Let us now rise and join our voices in singing the UST hymn, a tribute to the legacy, spirit, and enduring mission of our alma mater. Again, congratulations to the class of 2025. Okay, now we proceed to the picture taking. May we remind everyone of the sequence for the picture taking. Very Reverend Father Pedregosa with USC GS Law Admin and Dean's Council. May we call on stage Dean Alejandrino, Dr. Meralit.